Hi, it's Crystal with everydayfoodstorage.net, and you're getting to see my garage today because I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually seal and can these number 10 cans I keep talking about. I've had a lot of questions about how you do it, and there is one way you can do it. You can go to any LDS cannery, look in your phone book to see if you have one near you and call them, see what their guidelines are. I know the one near me, they're open Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you just go and you can whatever you want. But each cannery is a little different, so you'll want to call and see how they run before you show up. But if you go there, they have lots of people there to help you. It's always good if you bring a friend. It makes it easier to do. But if you wanted to, you can also rent a canner and bring it home with you and make it a whole neighborhood event, which is what I did. So let me show you first what you'll need. You need to know that you're going to need cans. And you're going to need the lids, and if you notice, the lids aren't sealed onto the can, and that's where we're going to be using the sealer for. You also might want a couple lids. You won't need a lid for every can you need, but you may want some lids so that once you open your can, you have a lid that you can then take on and off your can. You'll also need oxygen absorbers, which I'll show you these when you open them, but the thing is you can't have them out in the air for very long. So just know that I have my oxygen absorbers, and I'll show you what they look like in a little bit. And also the cannery will give you for free these labels so that you can label your cans and know what's in them. You will, however, need to pay for the cans and the lids and the oxygen absorbers. And then of course you need your product. And today I'm canning my powdered milk. So now that you know what you need, let me show you what you'll do with your sealer once you bring it home, how you'll set it up and how you'll work it, and then I'll show you how to fill the cans and then how you'll actually seal the can. Okay, if you've ever wondered what a quote-unquote canner looks like, this is what it looks like. If you were to check out a canner from your local LDS cannery, this is what it would look like. It will come as just one big machine right here, and it will also come with two C-clamps. These are C-clamps, see, because they look like a C. It's really easy to put on. You'll want to put it on a table, near a wall, probably most likely in your garage because it can get kind of messy. And personally, I do messy things in the garage because it means my husband has to clean it up. Oh, I'm kidding. Well, sort of. Anyway, you take the C-clamps. You want to make sure you attach one over the canner. You can tell it's the canner right here. And on the bottom. We used these old pieces of wood so that it wouldn't ruin the table, and you can do the same thing. Just put some scratch pieces of wood in between your C-clamp and the canner. And that's all it is to set up. I'll show you how it works a little bit later when we actually do our canning, but it's as simple as that to set up. First thing I did to get ready to can is I put my labels on, and that's really important because if you are canning a lot of things and you seal them and set them down, you don't want them to get mixed up and you don't want to try and remember which one is which. You can do some by sound, you know, rice has a sound, but rice can sound a lot like wheat. So I put my labels on. You want to make sure to put your labels on the can and not on the lid, because when you take your lid off, you'll be throwing away that label and you won't know what it was. Now these labels are really nice. They have down here a year package, so you know when you did it, so you'll be able to keep track of it, but obviously we're going to be rotating through it right. And then it has storage conditions and also nutritional information, ingredients, how to prepare it. So these labels are really handy and we want to keep them on the cans. Okay, so now we're going to fill it, and I fit as many cans as I could into a big box. And I put my product up on the table, which today is powdered milk, and I have a big scoop that I'm going to pour. If you have someone big and burly in your house with big muscles, you might be able to pour it in, but 25 pounds for me is a little too much to handle. So what you want to do is you want to fill each can as much as you can, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. Okay, so once you have them filled as much as you can, come take a look. Once they're filled as high as you can, then what you want to do is very quickly put in your oxygen packets, cover it with the lid, and get it canning, because you have about 5 minutes from the time you open your container with your oxygen packets until you can them, so that your oxygen packets don't fill up with oxygen and ruin everything you just canned. So put an oxygen packet on each can on the top. Some people think you want it in the middle, but you actually want it on top because you want it to absorb that extra oxygen that you're going to have at the top of your can. So we'll put these on top, and then we're going to hurry up and cover them with lids and can them. So you have to make sure and move fast, because remember, you only have 5 minutes from when your oxygen packets have been taken out of their package. So what you want to do is this white circular disc, that's where you want to set your can. And you want to have your lid on top. And then down at the bottom is a red handle. You pull it up and it locks the can in place. And then there's a little button right here that we're going to push, and at the same time we're going to push and pull this lever. So you want to push it and get it going, and then you want to push it forward and have it go around 3 times, and then pull it and have it go 3 times. Now when you're pushing the lever, you want to make sure and not push it past these black lines, and when you pull it, that it doesn't go past the black line as well. Otherwise the can get stuck. Let go of the button, push down on the red lever, and we have can to can. See how easy it was? So get some friends together, either go to the cannery or check out a canner, get your canning done. Okay, so you may be wondering what the pros and cons are. Why would you want to go to the cannery to can, or why would you want to bring the canner home? And basically there are just a couple big pros and cons to each one. The biggest pros to actually going to the cannery is that there are lots of people there to help you. There's a lot of service missionaries who know a lot about food storage and know a lot about how to store it that can help you and answer questions there. Also, you bring home everything canned, and if you only want to can a couple of things, say like you want to can 2 cans of onion flakes, that's easier done if you go to the cannery, because if you are canning at home and you want to buy something from the cannery, they won't give you just enough for 2 cans. You have to buy it in a whole bulk packaging, which could range anywhere from 15 to 50 pounds of whatever it is you would like to can. So you're kind of committing yourself to a lot of that product. The other good thing about the cannery is that they're really well equipped for cleaning up the mess and everything that may go along with the canning. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But the good news is that when you bring the canner home, you can have all your friends come over and do it, and you can also can things that aren't sold at the cannery. See, when you go to an LDS cannery, you have to can the product they have there. You're not allowed to bring in outside product for health reasons or regulations like that. And if you're like me, my husband served his mission in the Philippines, and he is the biggest rice snob. So he will not eat long grain rice, and so that's all the cannery sells. So when I bring the canner home, I will usually can some sticky rice as well that I can buy at Costco. Now, some other great places you can buy things in bulk is Costco or Sam's Club, places like that, or stock up if your grocery stores have big sales. And if you don't have an LDS cannery near you, and so you're worried about not being able to check out a canner, don't worry. You may want to check with your stake home preparedness or emergency preparedness specialist to see if your stake has a canner that you can check out or your ward can check out for an activity.